So let's go to the past questions. This question says an anhydride is dash. So these are different options given. Now we need to know that an anhydride compound is formed by removing water from another compound. So generally it has a low pH, which indicates its basicity when we dissolve them in water. So it means that it's an oxide whose solution in water has a pH less than 7. So that is the correct option. The next question says, which of the following statement is false? He gave an acid reacts with some metal, liberating hydrogen. Acid reacts with carbonates, liberating carbon dioxide. Acid conduct electricity and are decomposed by current, liberating hydrogen at the anode, which is false. The next one, acid have thioate, correct. It has sour taste, but this is the correct option. This next question says, neutralization involves a reaction between hydrozonium ion and dash. So it will react with hydronium ion or hydroxyl ion to form water. So this and this combines to form water. The next question says HCl aqueous plus H2O liquid ionizes to give H3O aqueous plus Cl minus aqueous. In the reaction above, Cl minus is the dash. Now the answer is the conjugate base. The reason is because according to Laurie Bronsted, an acid is a proton donor. So in this reaction, HCl donates a proton to form Cl. So that is why it's carrying minus. And the species remaining after an acid has donated its proton is called a conjugate base. So this is what is left of this. So that is a conjugate base. The next question says, which of the following ions is acidic? So from here, this is acidic. The reason is because acid ion is one that can donate a proton. The next question says, the basicity of acetic acid is dash. Now, when we talk about basicity or proticity, it refers to the number of ionizable atoms in a molecule of an acid. For acetic acid, it is only this hydrogen atom that is attached to this carboxylic group that it can donate. So the basicity is just 1. The next question says, the acid that is used to remove rust is A. Triosonitrate 5, B. Tetraoxosulfate 6, C. Boric acid, D is hydrochloric acid. Now we need to know that rust itself is primarily iron 3 oxide. That's what made up rust. And hydrochloric acid are very, very effective in dissolving metal oxides. The next question says, tetraoxosulfate 6 acid burns the skin by A. Hydrolysis, hydration, heating, dehydration. The answer is dehydration. It removes the water that is on the skin, so it dehydrates it, and by so it burns the skin. The next question says, pure sulfuric acid is a liquid of 1.84 density. What volume of it would be required to prepare 250 cm cubed of 0.2 molar solution? They now gave us that hydrogen is 1, sulfur is 32, oxygen is 16, and these are the options. Now, first of all, in this question, we don't know the moles, so we can say that moles equal to the molarity multiplied by the volume. Now, the moles is equal to the molarity given to us is 0.2 molar multiplied by the volume given to us 250 cm cube. But because it is in molarity, it must be in dm cube. So we divide by 1000. Therefore, what we have here is 250 divided by 1000. It will now be in dm cube. Alright, so if we do that, we'll have 0.2 molar times 0.25 because it is 3 decimal places. It's now in dm cube, and when we multiply that, we'll have 0.05 moles. Now that we've gotten moles, this of H2SO4, what we now have is the mass. If we calculate the mass can be given as moles. Remember that number of moles equal to mass over molar mass. So if we make mass subject of the formula, mass becomes moles, number of moles, times the molar mass. So, which is what we have gotten, 0.05 times the molar mass of H2SO4. So what we're going to do is, hydrogen is 1 and it is 2 in sulfuric acid. So 1 times 2 plus sulfur is 32 plus oxygen is 16. So 16 times 4, it's 4 there. It's 4. So hydrogen is 2. So 1 times 2. Sulfur is 1. So that's 32. Oxygen is 4. 16 times 4. So what we're going to have is 0.05 times 98. And when we 98 gram per mole. So when we multiply that, the mass is 4.9 grams. Finally, we can now get the volume because density is equal to mass over volume. Therefore, volume will now be equal to mass over density. And in the question, they give us that density is 1.84. So the mass now is 4.9 grams divided by 1.84, given to us in the question as the density. If we divide that, we will have 2.66 cm cubed. So now the option is B. Also, this question says, what volume of 1.0 molar hydrochloric acid must be diluted to obtain 1 dm cube of 0.05 molar acid? Now these are the options. This is a problem in standard dilution. So we can use the dilution law that says that M1 V1 is equal to M2 V2. Now the M1 actually here is the molarity of concentrated solution, which is given to us in this question as 0.1 molar. And the V1 is the volume of concentrated solution, which is what we are looking for. So the M2 is the molarity of diluted solution, which is 0.05 molar, and the V2 is the volume of diluted solution, which they give to us as 1 dm cube. 1 dm cube. So we can say, using the formula, and say that 1.0 molar multiplied by the volume is equal to 0.05 molar times 1 dm cube. You can see from here we have 0.05 dm cube. So if we make V subject of the formula, it will be 0.05 molar divided by 1.0, which will give us 0.05 dm cube, and the option is A. Remember to subscribe, that's hit the subscribe button if you have not done so. Share the video. Thank you.